Tyrannosaur is a film that I didn't really know what to expect going in. Now, I'm a big fan of Paddy Considine. He's the writer-director of this movie. And I've only ever seen what he's acted in. I've only ever seen him as an actor. I've never seen anything that is written or directed. I believe he's done a couple of short films, one of which was the kind of prelude to this film, Tyrannosaur, but I've never seen any of that, so I went in kind of completely cold. And basically, the film follows a character of Joseph, played by Peter Mullan, who's kind of an older gentleman. He's down on his luck, may have a bit of a drinking problem, has a bit of a violence problem. He basically has a run-in with a charity shop worker played by Olivia Colman. She's called Hannah, and she's basically harbouring her own dark secrets, and they strike up an unlikely friendship. Now, going into the film knowing that that was the kind of outline of the plot, I thought, oh well, this could quite easily descend into normal British kitchen sink drama territory, which I'm really not interested in seeing. But this film has to be one of the best films of the year, if not the best film of the year, and it is the most powerful and effective film I've seen this year, hands down. The performances, I just want to get straight into this, the performances are, for lack of a better word, phenomenal. Everybody in the cast is brilliant. Peter Mullan commands the screen. Now, I've seen this guy in a couple of other things, but I don't think I've ever seen him as like a leading man or a main character. He really does bring so much to this film. He brings a certain level of pathos to the role, to the film as a whole, so he's brilliant. But the standout performance in this is Olivia Colman. Now, this is a lady who I've seen in like Peep Show and Ladonk and Scorsese, many British TV shows, dramas, comedies, things like that. She's used to playing, I think, quite comedic roles, but in this, she plays one of the most tragic characters I think I've ever seen on screen, and you just can't help but fall in love with her over the course of the film. Now, her introduction is a tricky one. They establish straight away that she is religious and that she has a certain lifestyle that not necessarily everybody will agree with. And it's, I was thinking maybe this character is going to be hard to like, but you do fall in love with her, and some of what she is asked to do towards the end of the film, some of the emotions that she has to convey on screen are so personal and so tragic that it actually had me in tears, not just when I was watching the film, but thinking about it days afterwards. It is that powerful. Paddy Considine directs the film. It's very kind of naturalistic and almost documentary style. It is very minimalistic, so to speak. There's not a lot of music or visual flourishes. Towards the end of the film, we get a couple of visual flourishes, and we get a glimpse behind the curtain at, what kind of style Paddy Considine may have, should he, let the reins off, so to speak. But he does keep all that to a minimum in favour of a very realistic and nitty-gritty drama. And not just in terms of his directing, but also his screenwriting. The dialogue's very naturalistic. The conversations, the situations the characters find themselves in do feel very organic to the world in which this is set. And I always say that to people who aren't from England, to any of my American friends, anybody from other countries who want to get a glimpse into what England is like, watch films by directors like Shane Meadows, and this film definitely fits into that category. I do feel that it's a very authentic portrait of especially what Northern England is like, and obviously, as you can tell from my accent, I am Northern. This film is set in Leeds. It's a Leeds of charity shops and pubs. Leeds, most of my family are from Leeds. I'm familiar with the area, and I felt a somewhat personal connection to this film. Now, while I obviously haven't been in any of the situations the characters have, the setting and the context, I think, was very kind of natural and very realistic, and is definitely the world in which we live. I have to give a special mention to Eddie Marsan. He basically plays James, which is Hannah's husband. Now, going into this film, there are certain aspects of it you may not want to know, so this is a minor spoiler, but basically he is Hannah's abusive husband, physically and mentally abuses her, and this is one of her secrets. And it's not really a spoiler, that, because I know a lot of people already know going in, because this used to be a short film, and if you've seen that, you'll already know where this is going. But he plays such an evil character, one of the most hateable yet powerful screen villains that I've seen in years, and some of the things that he puts Hannah through are just so tragic and so evil. You just wish that you could save her from it all, and this is a feeling that Joseph, played by Peter Mullan, never really. He wants to help her, but he never really loses it. He never loses his temper as you imagine his character would. You know, this has come at a time just as he's trying to maybe come to terms with what's happened to him and turn his life around. This has come at a time that's happening, and he doesn't necessarily want to just leap into the violence and try become somewhat restrained and tries to remain restrained. Basically, the character of James is so evil that you really wonder how they manage to keep that in the film at times. I can't even begin to express just how evil that character is, but he's definitely one of the most potent screen villains in years, and you will find yourself shaking with both anger and terror while watching him on screen. So that is definitely a testament to Eddie Marsan's performance and Paddy Considine's writing. So basically, Tyrannosaur is an incredibly powerful, impressive, beautiful and depressing film. It's definitely, writer-director Paddy Considine has proven himself a force to be reckoned with. It's a barnstorming theatrical debut. Peter Mullan, Olivia, Colman and Eddie Marsan are all amazing in it. You really can't fault any of the performances. They're all brilliant. I really, really hope they get some recognition from the Oscars. But everything about this film is perfect. It's a test, though. It really is depressing. It's difficult to watch at times. If you don't find yourself choking up or crying at the end of the film, then you don't have a soul. But it really is a test to watch. I would compare it in terms of tone to Requiem for a Dream, although in terms of style, it's nowhere near it because, like I said, it takes a very naturalistic, semi-documentary approach, which I think really suits the story. I would recommend Tyrannosaur. It's definitely one of the best films of the year. It could be the best film of the year. It's fantastic. Do yourself a favour, track down this movie and go and watch it.